In beautiful North Yorkshire, in the pretty town of Kirby Moorside, lives auctioneer Angus Ashworth.
110, commission's out, 110 in the room.
Here he runs his auction house.
I am selling at £1,800.
With his devoted team of valuers.
Wow, this is amazing.
Auction clerks.
The electric shock machine. A few of my staff could do with this.
And removal men.
It suits you, that, you know.
Do you think?
Together they help people up and down the country clear their cluttered homes.
Oh my goodness, did all that come out of my house?
Yes.
Using his years of knowledge,
That's probably one of the most valuable 50p's there is.
Angus finds gems,
This is a fantastic collection.
heirlooms,
Look at that. I think that's one of the best things on the job, that.
treasures,
That takes me back to being a 12-year-old boy, that does.
and the weird and wonderful,
We like horses, don't we? Wow. OK.
which he brings back to the auction house
It's the best silver in the world, isn't it? Yorkshire silver.
to put under his gavel,
65, 75, 85, 90, is it?
making them a tidy,
1,200, 1,300, 1,400 pounds.
little
£20,800.
sum.
I think I need a light done.
How's your Glaswegian, Jack?
Angus's team travels 60,000 miles a year in search of treasure.
Very off the cuff. 10 to 15, maybe up to 20,000, just for this one album.
And whilst finding a stash of priceless loot is always the top priority,
I think it's an Italian old master.
It's something quite special.
the job's not all glamour. Every once in a while, you have to do the dirty work too.
What are you
Hey
up
up,
to?
Charlotte. I'm just checking the oil here. Angus said we've got a long trip planned, so I
Oh.
thought I'd better check it.
Do you know where we're going?
He's been very coy about that. He hasn't said where exactly.
How is it, Jackie? You all right, Charlotte?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, how's the oil?
Yeah, fine.
Good, because it's a long drive, got a long way to go, so I'm glad the van's good to go.
Whereabouts is it?
We're going to Caldicot in Wales.
Okay.
So, bit of a trek, but it sounds a really nice job. It's a bit of a small holding. They've got horses. Do you like goats?
Love goats.
Yeah, well, there's a load of goats apparently, so you'll be
Exciting.
all right. There's loads of stuff. There's even a few comics apparently, collectible comics for you. Yeah. So yeah, we'll get wrapped up and we'll hit the long road south. Oh, it's cosy in the van today, isn't it?
It is.
Angus, Charlotte and Jack are squeezed in for an epic 5-hour drive to Monmouthshire in South Wales.
You've been to Wales before?
I have, and it rained all week.
Here's hoping the sun shines on the team in Caldicot today. They're meeting gaming industry executive James and homemaker Debbie, who got together more than 40 years ago while living in Botswana.
I think when we met each other, I think we complemented each other very much. She's got a very hard exterior, but she's very soft-hearted internally.
He's very giving, very kind. We joke around a lot.
No, we do.
Life is too serious these days. You've got to have laughter and jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
The couple had always enjoyed a rural life in South Africa, so when James was offered a job in the UK 4 years ago, they decided to settle here in South Wales.
People always say, why Wales? And I'm like, it's beautiful. Have you ever been to see it? It's really beautiful. So we loved it from the beginning.
I love being outside.
Yeah.
Love being in the outdoors.
But with a vast 7.5 acres to manage, not to mention their 2 horses and 18 goats, the couple recently came to a tough decision.
We have just too much land here.
And the maintenance of it.
It's a maintenance thing, yeah.
It's the grass cutting, it's the hedges, it's maintaining the property so it always looks presentable and good.
Yes.
So we really felt the need that to downscale and have less maintenance and more just starting to enjoy quality of life a little bit better.
With their son and daughter having flown the nest, James and Debbie are ready to downsize, so a clear out is essential. Top of the couple's hit list, James's huge and somewhat eccentric collection.
I think I've got around about 800 oil cans alone of different shapes and sizes. And then on top of that, all the dinky toys, pedal cars and tricycles and weird little things that I've collected. So it could be 900 plus items.
Do you know, I've never actually counted them all. I just go in there and I'm quite mesmerised how many there are.
Here it is, look. Hopefully the van's big enough and they can load it all and clear it, because I'm kind of moving on from that.
Oh, there's plenty of room in that van, James. Don't you worry.
Morning.
Angus,
All right. Yes.
welcome.
I've got Charlotte and Jack with me today.
Buddy's coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
So how is it that we can help today?
Well, we hope you can help us move on some of our collections that we've collected over the years, some of the passions we've had, and help us scale down so we can fit into something more sizable.
And what collections have you got?
Quite a broad range of some coins, comics, and of course, my oil cans.
Well, we brought the perfect team because Jack's our book specialist. You do teddy bears, don't you? Among other things. But should we go through and have a look?
Fantastic.
Right. Thank you.
Excellent. There we go.
James has laid out a selection of assorted collectibles in the dining room. A feast for the eyes indeed.
Wow, we've got a table full.
A little bit of everything for you to have a look at, yeah?
So pretty much anything really is up
Anything you can have
Yeah.
a look at, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
brilliant.
How did the comic book collection start?
Just from some friends, and being a Marvels fan.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, and when you see a comic book with Marvels on it, you think, that must be a good one. Let's have a look. You know? Don't have a lot, little pile, but hopefully it's a nice little pile.
Shall we leave you, Jack, in here? You look quite content with your comics. Shall we go look at this fascinating Petroliana collection you've
Let's
sent
do
me?
that.
Brilliant.
Thanks.
They've got a name for everything these days, and the hugely popular collectibles market for vintage oil and gas items is known as Petroliana.
There we go.
James keeps his in a converted outhouse that he calls the man cave.
It's good for us to have our own space.
Everybody needs their own spaces, literally to get away from each other personally.
Oh, wow.
Excuse the mess.
This is quite a collection, isn't it?
Bit of everything.
Yeah.
Bit of everything.
How long's this taking you to put together?
Probably 10 years.
Yeah.
Just, you know, not going out there aggressively, just slowly building up.
And what's to go out of here?
Everything. Everything can go. We got a downscale.
Are you sure you wanted to go?
No.
Why oil cans? I mean, I know that seems an obvious question.
One of the things that got me going in this, Angus, was my son used to do quad bike racing.
Okay.
And nationals in South Africa as well.
Yeah.
So I was his pit crew.
Yeah.
So kind of like we were greasy and into oil and stuff all the time. I'm a petrol head.
Yeah.
Enjoy motorsport, motorbiking and stuff like that. So these kind of things resonate to you?
Yeah. It's a snapshot of history, really, isn't it?
I'd like to think so.
Yes.
Auction prices for Petroliana have rocketed in recent years, with some items fetching 5 times as much as they did 3 years ago.
I mean, wow. What can you say? I mean, James's shed. I mean, that automobilia, sort of Petroliana collection is absolutely vast. It's fantastic. And visually, it just looks great. You know, this is a good job, but it's a big job. There's a lot of smalls to back up. I think it's going to be a late finish tonight. But what a house. I mean, it's just idyllic, isn't it?
While Angus explores the man cave, back inside, Charlotte's already started the bear hunt.
So is there any particular that you gravitate towards? I know they do different collections, like they do replica bears of older bears, or they do yearly ones.
To be honest with you, not really. I do like the ones with the longer hair. The bit of a curly-haired
So,
one.
like the ones we've got
Yes,
down here.
yes, the 2 of those there, yes. Longer-haired bears.
Yeah, they're nice, those ones, aren't
Yes.
German company Steiff have been making stuffed toys since the late 19th century. In good condition, they always sell well at auction, and Debbie's got 25 up for grabs today. Meanwhile, next door, Jack's valuation superpowers are also being put to the test.
So just looking at James's collection here of comics, but, you know, there's some interesting ones. Now, what is interesting is he's got them where they've been graded.
Comic books can have their condition assessed by an independent body and be issued a grade on a scale from 1 to 10. James's range from 7.5 to 9.8.
You don't often see that coming to the sort of UK sale room market. You see it a lot in America. Value-wise, it's sort of a mixture here. I mean, I'll have to do quite a bit of research on some of them when we get back.
While Auction Man gets packing, back in the man cave, grease is the word.
So, when I came in earlier with James, I spotted something up on this shelf. What looked like a very special oil can. What I was hoping It's solid silver, and it is. And what's really nice is it's actually Scottish silver as well, so that just makes it a little bit more rarer than the standard thing, and absolutely lovely.
I was browsing the web and saw, to my amazement, saw the silver hallmarked oil can come up. It was commissioned by somebody. It's very unique, solid silver with all the hallmarks, so it's really a beautiful piece.
You don't see these very often, so I'm absolutely delighted, because the moment I walked in I saw it, and now I've got my hands on it. That is something special.
With a 5-hour drive back to North Yorkshire beckoning, it's about time this clearance stepped up a gear.
I wonder how Charlotte's getting on, Jack, while we're doing all this hard graft. I bet you she's run off with the goats.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Whatever gives you that idea, Angus?
Very well behaved, I can't believe it.
Well, we're getting there. There's a lot of packing up to do. There's some great stuff. I mean, that silver oil can is, that is something, that's the star of the day. But you know what? In the house, there's some Steiff bits. Me and Jack are busy labouring, but Charlotte keeps running off to play with the baby goats. And I've got to check the van constantly because there was a goat on it earlier.
The goats may have been keen on a trip to Kirby Moorside.
Do you want me to pack this one in, Jack?
But it's having to say farewell to the rest of the items that's troubling James.
It's starting to feel real, seeing the man cave being emptied. And even the room where the teddy bears were is now actually empty, so we might have to start collecting again, Don.
No, we're not collecting again, James. No.
Well, that's told you, James. Charlotte has reluctantly prized herself away from the baby animals. So while Jack puts the finishing touches to the van load, there's one final job for Angus.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a bit of space to move around.
Wow.
Oh, that's empty.
I mean, it's the first step, isn't it? I mean, you've got to sort of thin out and get ready for that downsize. So I suppose this gets you on that journey.
Definitely. I mean, this is what we discussed, Don.
Yes, 100%.
So, yes. Thank you very much, Angus.
Thank you very much. In a way, it's sort of a bit of a relief, to be honest with you. But I know James is a little bit sad about his collections going, aren't you?
I am.
Yes.
But it was needed. We needed to do this.
Yeah.
So I think we're really looking forward to the auction, for sure.
There's high expectations on this one, Angus.
There's a lot of lots there. There's a lot of work to do when we get back to the sale room. Right, Yorkshire, here we come. Yeah, I think everyone's going to enjoy this one. And I've checked the van. There's no goats on there, so we're quite safe. Jack's going to have to really squat up on his oil cans because he'll be cataloguing those.
Yep, get that brain geared up, Jack. There's more than 800 oil cans and just 2 weeks till sale day.
Looked a lot in the house, but we did a good job of packing. You'll be impressed with me, Pete.
Removals guru Pete has come to inspect Angus's van loading skills.
It's always good to have a nice, tightly packed van, isn't it?
It is, Pete, yeah.
High praise indeed. It may not look much, but there are more than 1,000 different items amongst James and Debbie's collection that will need to be inspected and lotted up before auction day.
You'll like this. All those glass bottles go on this oil glass bottle garage rack.
Amazing.
It's going to be like a right garage sale.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm getting quite excited about this one.
Aren't we all, Angus? So as the items make their way inside, the team's set to work cataloguing. In one of the boxes, specialist valuer Chris has found some coins that he wants Angus to see.
Ah, Maundy.
Ah, Angus, you recognise it then?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great thing is Maundy money, isn't it?
It is. They make nice little sets, actually. They're interesting things. I do like them.
Maundy money refers to coins given by the British monarch to elderly people in a ceremony that dates back to the reign of Charles II.
Well, it's always on Maundy Thursday, which is the Thursday before Easter weekend, because it commemorates Jesus washing the feet of the apostles at the Last Supper.
Exactly, yeah. Now, this is a nice set, and this comes from 1902, but at the time you could actually buy these through the bank. So this isn't necessarily a set that was kind of issued by King Edward, actually, you know, in the service itself. This is probably one of the sets that could be ordered through the bank. So they're not, that particular year isn't as rare as others.
Yeah, oh, fascinating. What sort of estimate have you put on these?
I think 100 to 150 is a good, reasonable estimate. It should sell at that all day long, really.
Yeah, it's always popular, isn't it, to collectors? So
absolutely.
Brilliant.
Are you excited to see all your things?
I am. I'm not sure what to expect, but I'm quite excited about it.
James and Debbie have braved the Yorkshire weather to come and say a final farewell to their collectibles.
Items.
Look at that, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's hope the rain doesn't put off the punters for today's auction.
It's strange, isn't it? You see something in your house, and then all of a sudden,
Yes.
is that an auction house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope they go to good homes.
Yes. They do look lovely sitting here, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Morning.
Hey,
how are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, good, thank
Good.
you.
Good trip up?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It must be different seeing it all
Very.
Yeah.
I think we've taken over like 3 layers here.
on viewing day. There seems to be a constant treadmill of middle-aged chaps coming through.
Okay.
Right.
Middle age.
Yeah. So I think we should be all right. There's been plenty of interest and sort of pre-sale interest. So yeah. Well, have a look round and I'll see you on the rostrum.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay.
James's extraordinary collection has drawn in enthusiasts from across the country.
We've had collectors galore viewing the sale, inquiries. I think everyone's going to get a shock. Some of these oil cans and oilers are going to fly.
I'm fond of these ones.
Nicely displayed.
Very nice displayed, eh?
There's a lot of people in the room, a lot of new bidders here as well, which is always encouraging. So, yeah, can't wait to get on the rostrum.
As well as the fresh faces in the sale room, there are currently 500 people online. Mouse fingers at the ready. Watching every one of those clicks will be Emma and Heather, while today's porter is Sam. As Angus strides up to the rostrum and James and Debbie take their seats, the sale room is ready.
We're now going to this phenomenal collection.
Angus is kicking things off with the mid-century garage trolley.
Oh, lot of interest in this. This is the rack to put your oil bottles on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 commission bids. We go 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 100. £100 a mat. At 100 it is, then at 100, at 100 for the trolley. At 100, 110, 120, 120 and bid at 120 it is, then 120, 130, 130 commissions out, 130 and bid.
Valuer Mark is also taking bids on behalf of another buyer.
170, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 280, 280 it is. At 280 it is, then at 280. We're all done. I'm selling then the trolley at 280.
It's gone to an online bidder from Pickering.
Well done, Angus. Well done.
Angus moves on to comics next, starting with a mixed lot of 12 featuring characters from the DC universe.
Some great comics in here. There we go, £30 start me, £30 for this little collection there. £30, 30 bid, thank you, £30 a bid at 30 it is. At £30 at 30, 2 is it now? At £30 at 30, at £30, we're all done at 30.
Not a bad sum at all. And after another 4 lots come under Angus's super gavel, making an extra £475, Angus moves on to something a little more cuddly. This limited edition mohair pair were made by Steiff exclusively for the toy shop Hamleys.
One with the red collar there we go. Where shall we? 40, 55, 60, 65, 65 and bid at 65, 65 and bid 70, 70 and bid 555, 75 and bid at 75 it is, then at 75. At 75 it is, then at 80 is it now? At 80, 80 and bid at £80 at 80. It's all on the internet bidders now. At 85, £85. At 85 it is, then at 85. At £85 at 85.
They're toddling off to a new home in Walsall. Over the next 10 minutes, Angus puts a further 15 lots of teddies under the gavel.
It is then at 55. £70 it is, then at £70. At 55.
bringing in a barely believable total of £1,038. Up next, it's the lot that Chris and Angus took a real shine to.
Oh, it's lovely, actually. One of my other favourite lots on this job. The Maundy Money. There we go. One empty case from 1844 and then the 1902 Edward VII Maundy set there. 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. 160 it's at. At 160 it is then. 170 is it now? At 170 anywhere is it now? 160 it is then. At 160 I'm selling then. 160, 170 fresh bid. Thank you. I thought there was another one coming in at 170, 180. But at 180 for the Maundy Money. At 180 I'm going to sell. At 180.
They've been pocketed by a buyer from the West Midlands.
That's a lot.
Finally, it's time for some lubrication.
This is great, this one.
Up first, it's a clam-shaped shell oiler.
Interest in this, we open at 100, 100 and bid, 100, 110, 110, 110 it is, 110, 120, 120, 120, 120, net bid at 130, thank you, 130, 130. It's getting you on the neck, gonna have to hurry. Bids in the room at 130, last 140, 150, 150 it is.
A room bidder is battling it out with someone online.
210, thank you, 210.
Somebody really wants it.
210 it is then, gavels up, gonna sell at 210.
It's gone to the bidder in the room.
Beautiful car.
Over the next hour, Angus burns his way through a further 90 lots of James's oilers, including an unusual radiator-style oval oiler with a long brass spout.
Then I'm selling at 110.
A pair of vintage Filtrate shock absorber oil cans.
Gonna sell to the room at 50.
And a collection of 10 antique shell cans and tins that sells for, wait for it, £480.
Jeepers.
Oh, fantastic.
With prices like these, what will the final lot get?
Oh, this is my favourite thing of the whole job.
It's the solid Scottish silver hallmarked oiler, a complete one-off.
Lovely piece there, 200, 300, 360, 360 and bid at 360, 380, 400 and bid, 400 and bid at £400 it is then for the solid silver oiler at 420, 440, 440, 440 and bid, 440, 460, 460, 480, 480, round it up for me please, at 480, you don't see these very often, 500 and bid, 520, thank you, 520, 520, 540, £540 it is then. At 540 for the Scottish silver hallmarked oiler. At 540, any advance? At 540 it is then. At 540, I'm going to sell then at 540, selling at 540.
It's off to a new home in the Cotswolds.
Oh, somebody got something special.
A mammoth 2-hour auction is finally over.
Let's go.
James and Debbie's collections will be heading all around the world to 8 different countries. But how much money is coming their way in return?
Long old slog, wasn't it?
That was long. That was long.
It's good though, I enjoyed it.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's great fun.
Any particular bits that sort of surprised you?
I think just generally the oil cans surprised me overall because, you know, some of the bigger ones I knew would be slower because people don't have space for those that like to collect smaller oil cans. But it was really, it's exciting. I enjoyed it.
Well, you'll be taking home £13,002.
13,000?
Yeah, that's take home.
I
Flip.
did not expect that. We were way below that.
Brilliant.
Just from my point of view for the oil cans, I think the research was great because the way you packaged them and the way it was bundled was very well done.
Well, thank you very much. I shall pass that on to... I won't take credit for it, but no, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
That was very much a surprise. We didn't start off by looking at it from a money point of view, but of course we did invest. I did invest in quite a few oil cans and so on, but it was downscaling, and yes, I think we were pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
There's nowhere near what we thought we would get.
Long old slog, you know, we're up there for a couple of hours, but you know, it's great. You get an adrenaline rush. That's what I love. You're on the rostrum and lots of flying away and you're on to the next one, and before you know it, you know, you've got an amazing sale total and a fantastic collection that's gone to other collectors.
Every month, around 20,000 items are processed by the auction house, a colossal volume of work that keeps Angus's team busy at all times. Well, most of the time.
What's going on in here? Cakes. And guess where we're going? Bristol.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
exciting.
got an interesting job. So bring your bum with you. I might just take one or two.
Say, shall we just take the plate?
No, leave the plate here.
You won't need the plate, Jack. There'll be a few of them where you're going.
We're very busy at the moment.
And they've a busy day ahead, even after a 4.5-hour drive to Somerset.
Yeah, not far from Wales, are we?
No.
They're visiting clients Mike and Kelly in the little village of Consbury, 50 minutes down the road from Bristol Airport.
We've both lived here 4 years.
It's peaceful.
Quiet. Apart from the airplanes going over.
Mike's a retired chef and used to run a popular pub nearby, which is where he and Kelly first met more than 20 years ago.
He's honest. He's a good chef. He can be quite funny to be around.
We get on well, we don't argue. She's a good cook. I trained her well.
Although Mike and Kelly have lived in this semi-detached home for 4 years, there's some pretty big DIY jobs still on their to-do list.
We want to get the house finished, put laminate floor down, and finish off the decking and be comfortable living.
To get the work done, the couple need to raise a bit of cash, and having worked in pubs for 4 decades, Mike's acquired a barrel load of assorted curios he's keen to shift.
I've got a fair amount of cranberry, which I've collected over the last 30 years. I've got some silver plates.
I think there might be some pub memorabilia, maybe, possibly.
We've also got some jewellery, some watches that we've accumulated over the years. We just don't wear them now.
I think we're here, Jack.
Ah, yeah, that's like
That
we
wasn't
are.
too far, was it?
No, it was a fairly decent trip.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any younger, so it's time to let it go. Let's have a bit more space. Ah, good morning.
Morning. You all right?
Yeah, the man with the cap.
Oh, it is. And I've got Jack with me. With no
Hello,
cap.
Jack. Right, come on in. Out
Yeah,
cold.
thanks. Oh, thank you very much.
Angus, Jack, this is Kelly.
Hi, how are you
Hi,
doing?
nice to meet
And
you.
Harry.
Harry. Oh,
Harry.
he looks an old boy.
He is an old boy.
Yeah.
He's about 16.
Wow, and have you had him all his life?
Yeah.
So what's prompted now? Why the fin out now?
I'm 70 years old now, so we might as well try and get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then Kelly wants a cruise, and we need to finish the house.
Well, we'll see what we can do. I might not be able to promise a cruise around the Bahamas, but
No.
I'm sure we'll be able to contribute towards it. Well, there's quite a bit of stuff in here, isn't there? So, do you want to go through that, Jack, and maybe we can have a look round the rest of the
Yep.
house? Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mike and Kelly have grown-up children from previous relationships, and they're happy for Mum and Dad's things to be sold to help raise some cash.
Oh, OK. So, various bits of jewellery and things, and tell me about these watches.
Well, these what I've bought Kelly, or a couple of them are what I bought Kelly, but that was my grandfather's 25 years service.
OK.
It's a Smith's, Birmingham.
So what did he do 25 years service in then?
Well, working for Lucas's in Birmingham.
OK, yeah.
Lucas was a Birmingham-based manufacturer of car and aeroplane parts.
I mean, is this, obviously he's got a family connection, is that something you'd let go, or?
Well, yeah, my sons, it's not a watch that they'd wear.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's a gold watch and it's Granddad's 25 years service, but it's worth nothing to my sons.
Yeah.
So,
and if it's just sat in a drawer, it
That's
might as
right.
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. OK, well, leave me to it. I'll have a wander around and we'll see what we can do.
OK, I look round.
While Angus sets to work, in the kitchen, Jack looks about ready for some tea and more cake.
So Michael's got this Japanese export eggshell porcelain tea set. Now it was very popular in sort of the 70s, 80s period. I mean, it has sort of waned prices while it still sells.
It's known as eggshell because of the thin, delicate body beneath its glaze.
Eggshell porcelain goes as far back as the 1400s. You know, there's pieces being made in China around that period, and then a bit later on in Japan. As soon as you see Mount Fuji, everyone recognises that with Japan. So straight away, you know, it's a Japanese porcelain. So for the whole lot, 30 to 50, 40 to 60 sort of estimate, that's where you're kind of looking around price-wise.
Who'd have thought a former pub landlord would have such a dainty tea set? Ah, now this looks more like it.
Michael's been in the pub trade and, you know, I'm not surprised to see various bits of pub memorabilia. And, you know, we've got 2 good advertising mirrors there for beer and another wooden one. People do like them, you know, people like making bars and things at home, and they would buy this sort of thing to dress a room at home potentially, or, you know, a garden bar or something like that. So, you know, they are decorative and they are saleable. We're not talking hundreds and hundreds of pounds, but as a nice little group, that would sell reasonably well.
When I first took the pub on, it was doing £845 a week. When I left, it was doing 16,500. If you work at it, it becomes your life. It becomes your friends, your family.
You had your regulars that come in and they were good as gold.
You chat to them all and you know them all, they all know you. And it's very friendly, very nice.
Some of the other items up for grabs also come from the couple's time in hospitality.
They've got a lot of cruet sets. Cruet, if you go back to its original form, is a vessel, a container, and traditionally sort of developed in the 17th century in France.
Cruet sets were designed to serve condiments like oil, vinegar and mustard on the dinner table.
You can imagine on a table this would look very round, and they were hugely popular in the Victorian period. Nowadays, we don't really use them that much. Some people do, but I just think they're wonderful. These lovely cut glass containers, you could have a pepperette, you could have your oils and everything else, and I think they should be used. I mean, what a lovely thing to have in the centre of the dining table, these lovely faceted cut glass bottles on this lovely stand with the handle so you can pass it round. And yeah, I think, you know, if you're into your culinary and that sort of thing, it's just a nice thing to have.
While Jack gets packing up that fragile cranberry glass, Angus cracks on with the van load.
It's always sad to have things that you've collected for 30 years to see disappear, but...
You've got your memories of them?
Yeah, and let them go.
It's been a whistle-stop visit, but having taken their pick of Mike and Kelly's goodies and got the van ready for the trip up north, it's nearly time for last orders.
Right, we're all loaded, ready to hit the road back up to Yorkshire.
Thank you.
No, it's
I
been...
appreciate all you've done.
Well, hopefully it's thinned you out a little bit and got you onto the next step.
I just don't know what I'm going to put on the shelves as yet, but I shan't fill it out like it was before.
Well, we'll hit the road, but thank you very much.
Safe
It's been an
journey.
absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
See you
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, then.
Bye.
Bye all. Bye.
Well, we've got a few interesting bits. You know, we've got the watch. That's definitely the star of the job. And, you know, we've helped Michael and Kelly out. We've started them on that journey of thinning out. I don't think we'll quite pay for a Caribbean cruise, but we might be able to get them a nice trip round Scarborough Bay.
Scarborough Bay is lovely this time of year. Good luck, Angus.
Hey, Charlotte.
How are you?
All right, yeah. Yeah, Jack.
Back in Kirby Moorside, Jack has done one of his disappearing acts, leaving the unload in the hands of Angus and specialist valuer Charlotte.
There's a gent's gold wristwatch there, so I'll give you those for safekeeping.
Put them in a safe place in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'll take the mirror with me.
Good idea.
The haul from Mike and Kelly's may not be huge, but Angus has still found a few choice items.
Hey, what do you think of these, Charlotte?
They're quite cool, though.
I wouldn't mind the original.
Mike was given these two 1930s solid resin models by one of his pub regulars.
They're heavier than I thought, though. I might only be able to take one at a time.
Well, that's all right. It's quite heavy carrying a car.
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Angus, Charlotte and the team now have just 7 days to get the items researched, photographed and in the catalogue before the auction, which is in a fortnight.
Not too bad to unload.
Yeah, no, we'll tell Jackie, you know, it took us ages.
Yeah, lots of hard work. Right.
Of course, Jackie's not slacking. In fact, he's already got his mitts on Mike's family heirloom.
So it's a Smith's watch, which is sort of a classic British watch manufacturer, and they actually go back to 1851 when they were founded by Samuel Smiths. Not the same as the pub though, that's a different area.
Watchmaker Samuel Smith became a popular supplier of timepieces to the British military, and the Smith's Deluxe model was even worn by Edmund Hillary on his famous Everest ascent in 1953.
So we've actually taken the back off the watch, and that's where we've seen the 375 stamped, which is 9-carat gold. And we've dated it to the early part of the 1950s, so it's around the same time that Edmund Hillary was given a watch very similar to this. It's a nice movement, it's a nice watch. So we've tentatively put an estimate of 100 to 200. I'm pretty confident it'll do a good amount of money on the day.
Fun, frolics.
It looks like Mike and Kelly are full of beans for today's sale, which bodes well, because saying goodbye to treasured possessions is never easy.
Morning.
Life all right?
Yeah, long journey.
Yeah, it is a bit of a long trek, isn't it?
Wasn't it?
But you know, you're in Yorkshire now, so I think we should be all right. It's a busy viewing day yesterday, a lot of people in, so a lot of people online. So yeah, come on in, have a look round, and hopefully I'll see you on the roster and we'll get some good results.
Hopefully.
Thank you. Mike and Kelly have had a long drive to come all the way from Bristol, and they haven't got huge amounts in, but there's a few interesting bits. I think, he's got that lovely watch, that should sell all right. So I think they'll be okay. I don't think there's anything that's going to fly.
How much do you think we'll make?
I would probably say 5, maybe 600.
I was hoping for a bit more, but still, we'll see. See how it goes.
I'm not into auctions like you, though.
Mike and Kelly have just 17 lots up for grabs today, but as the old adage goes, it's quality, not quantity, that counts. Today's web watchers are the two J's, Jasper and Jack, while as porter, Sam's once again showing off the goods. So pop the kettle on and grab a handful of hobnobs. It's auction time.
You want this nice little run? There we go. We travelled the length and breadth of the country for this.
First up are the glass and silver-plated Victorian condiment sets, which are being sold with a box of other assorted tableware.
A cruet for every occasion. £30 a minute, 32, 2, 32, 35, £35. 35 it is then, 38, 40, £40 at 40, at £40, at £40, some nice bits in there, 42, 42, 45, 45, 48, £48, 50. 50 is it now, surely? Round it up, keep going, 50, 50, I'm trying. At £50 it is then. Any advance in the room, you're allowed to bid in the room at 55, net bid. At 55, don't miss out now, internet bidders. At 55, 60 is it now, round it up for me, surely. 60 and bid, thank you, at £60, at 60. At £60, it's taking some getting there, but we're getting there. At £60 it is. Any advance now? At 60 and at £60.
And they're off to furnish some fancy fish suppers in Whitby.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Not bad at all, Mike. But will anyone out there fancy a bit of barroom decor?
The pub advertising mirrors and signs. Kilkenny. That was a good point, was that? Kilkenny.
It was, yeah.
There we go. Where should we be for that? I've got two bids of 40. £40 a bid at 40 it is then at £40. At £40, 2, thank you. 42. At £42, commissions are out. 5, 45, 48. £48, 48 it is then at £48. Round it up for me, surely. 50 you win online. At 50 they are. 5. 60 you win online. £60 you win, surely. At 55, it's room bid at 55. At 55, last call I'm going to sell. At 55.
A modest sum, but it's all money in the bank.
That's all right.
Up next is the one that meant the most to Mike, his granddad's old wristwatch, a timepiece that even conquered Everest.
The 1950 Smith Deluxe 9-carat gold gents wristwatch, classic. There we go. I've got 75, 85, 100, 110, 120, 120, 130, 130, 140, 150 fresh bid. 150 it is then. 150. 150 for the 1950s watch there at £150. It's out then at 150. We're all done at 150.
It's clocking off to a new owner in Wolverhampton.
That's good. That's good.
Over the next 8 minutes, a further 12 lots of Mike and Kelly's treasures come under Angus's gavel, including 4 boxes of mixed brassware from the couple's pub days.
I'm going to sell them. Gavels up at £50.
3 boxes of assorted tableware, including the Japanese eggshell porcelain tea set.
All done at 20.
And Mike's collection of cranberry glass, plus 2 vintage oil lamps.
I'm going to sell at £80.
Now for the final lot of the day. Can Angus hit top gear?
Oh, these are a bit of fun, aren't they?
It's the 2 70-centimetre long 1930s models given to Mike and Kelly by one of their pub regulars.
The vintage racing cars there, they're good-sized things are these. There we go. £30 start me, £30. 30 straight in, thank you very much. At £30 it is, then at 30. At £30 it is, then at 30, 32, 2, 2, 5, 8, 40, 40, it's with the room. At 40, 2, 2, 2, 5, 5, 5, 45. 45 it is, then it's against you on the net, £45. 8 in the room, 48, 50, 5. Starting to feel like a real auction, people in the room bidding against each other. 55 in the back of the room at 55, 60 at 60, fresh bid at 60, 5, 70. 5. My charm doesn't work on you, does it? That's 75, 80, sir. No, that's 75 it is, then at 75. Ladies bid at the back of the room at 75, 80 back in at £80 and 80 it is. Oh, treat her, go on. Valentine's Day present or something. Oh, they for him? All right, well, treat him. You know, he's been a good chap last year. At £80 it is, then at 80. £80, any advance for the 2 cars at £80. Gavels up, lass. 85, he's in at 85. 85, are you sure? 85 it is, then at £85 at 85. Back of the room at 85. We all done at £85. I'm going to sell then at 85. Thank you, sir.
A good old-fashioned ending to a good old-fashioned auction.
Well, that is really, really good.
Mike and Kelly wanted to make enough to finish off their DIY jobs at home and have a bit left over to go towards a mini cruise. So, is it time to start browsing those holiday brochures?
Hello. Are we all right?
Yes.
Yeah, what the pub provided a few good results.
It did, actually.
Yeah.
It did.
Were you pleased with the watch? Because that was your granddad's.
I was pleased with what I got for it. Yes, very good. Very good.
And the money's going to go towards a bit of a holiday.
Oh, yeah, Spanish one.
Okay, wow, great. Well, hopefully it contributes towards it. Should be taking home £846.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. No, well,
Yeah.
thank you very much for all your hospitality down in Bristol. And
No, that's
I hope
great.
you have a good run back.
Yeah. I'm over the moon, really. More than what I expected. I think Angus has done a fantastic job. We'll have a holiday out of it.
Mike and Kelly have had a really long trip, you know, up from Bristol, but, you know, they've done all right. Particularly, you know, all the bits that came out the pub, bits off the walls, all sold quite well. You know, there was the model cars and things like that. You know, the watch was always going to do okay. So I think overall, fairly good results.